This is the Gen Next of Kashmir, a state battered by a bloody insurgency for 26 years. With 60% of the conflict-ridden state's population under 30 years of age, it's brimming with hopes and aspirations. So what do they do and who are their role models? On one hand, there is 21-year-old Burhan Wani, who has become the face of new militancy in the valley. On the other is the young IAS officer Shah Faisal. First IAS topper from the state, 32-year-old Shah Faisal is a product of the most turbulent times in the valley. His father was gunned down by the militants. Today he is a role model for the youth of his state. As Director School Education in Kashmir, Shah Faisal is on a mission to transform the face of government education in his state. This government higher secondary school, which was completely ravaged during the 2014 floods, today stands testimony to Shah Faisal's efforts and change that have come about in the attitude and aspirations of Kashmiri students.
Picking up a gun isn't an answer to our questions. इतने लोग आए, इतनी deaths हुई, there's no change, right? ये continue होगा, लोग आएंगे, guns उठाएंगे, खून खराबा होगा, there's no solution out of it. But you have people like Shah Faisal and lot of other people also. Like they talked about a young woman who was the first football coach and a man opened a new bookshop जिससे tourism भी promote होगा. तो ऐसे change हमें अपनी valley में चाहिए. Because ultimately हमें growth देखना है और gun से हमें growth नहीं मिलेगा.
Today, more and more students in this school are opting for humanities over medicine and engineering, which were traditional favorites. IAS is the valley's new craze. Between 1999 to 2008, few Kashmiris made it to the civil services, but that trend is changing. In just the last 5 years, more Kashmiris have joined the civil services than in the last 5 decades. In this year alone, 7 Kashmiris cracked the prestigious exam.
Shah Faisal was the first one to do it. So after Shah Faisal did it, you know, people are like sheep usually in Kashmir. एक ने कर दिया तो सब चले जाते हैं.
मुझे लगता है शाह फैसल जैसे उन्होंने क्वालिफाई किया तो वो बहुत सारों के इनफैक्ट मेरे कुछ फ्रेंड्स के रोल मॉडल बन गए हैं. इनफैक्ट शायद कहीं हद तक मेरे भी बन गए हैं. बिकॉज पहले मतलब आमतौर पर लड़कियां तो नहीं कर पाती थी, लेकिन जब से उन्होंने क्वालिफाई किया है बहुत सारी लड़कियों को मिल गया है. लाइक वो भी चाहती है कि अब उनके बाद भी बहुत सारी लड़कियों ने क्वालिफाई किया, लड़कों ने क्वालिफाई किया. इवन मतलब बहुत ज़्यादा इम्पैक्ट उनका पड़ गया है जब से उन्होंने क्वालिफाई किया है. लाइक
पढ़ना है, पढ़ना ही है, तो मतलब कुछ करना है, अचीव करना है लाइफ में तो करना है, ठान लेना है ना.
After talking to these girls, one finds an entirely different trend. Most of them want to take up professions which are not so conventional from a Kashmiri point of view. Shah Faisal topped the IAS and in fact became a role model for most of the Kashmiri youngsters. And in fact, that's a compelling counter-narrative to the space that's occupied by radicalized Kashmiri youth who have picked up guns. The girls in the government school have formed Super 30 clubs. Those are essentially platforms for career planning and opening channels of communication for their developmental needs. And it's the achievers like Shah Faisal and cricketer Parvez Rasool who are their role models and answers to gun-wielding local militants like Wani. At a time when Kashmir is facing a crisis of educated youth picking up gun to join Burhan Wani, these girls are beacons of hope. More and more of them want to stay back in their state and work for their people.
How many of you want to work in Kashmir only?
In Kashmir, yeah.
Hold
In
your
Kashmir.
hands up if you want to work in Kashmir. So that's almost everybody. But next is?
Even the army says in order to engage with the youth, they need to get connected with them psychologically. Army has set up 60 Navjawan clubs across the valley to provide the youth space for recreational activities and a free exchange of ideas.
What we've done, what the Army has done recently, is we've started opening a few youth clubs all across the region in Kashmir. Known by the name of Chinar Naujawan clubs, we are opening 70 of them, will be completed in the next couple of months. 25 are already functional. What does a young man get here? Some recreational facilities, indoor and outdoor sports, a gymnasium, internet, library, and during daytime they also double up as education counseling centers or employment counseling centers, career counseling centers. Seeing the success of these or the popularity of these clubs, several NGOs and also some business houses have stepped in. They are imparting vocational skill sets over here to them, and some employment placements have also been created through these clubs.
This is the paradox. While some of the Valley's youth are radicalized, many others are scripting success stories and wanting to become IAS officers. So is career selection intricately linked with the Kashmir conflict, and how are individual choices overlapping with collective conscience? With Sheikh Tariq and Manu Nair, Zafar Iqbal for NDTV.